So ahead of the penultimate race of the season, these are the championship standings, and it could barely be closer between the top two. Harkema on 224 points, Tom Lightbody on 223, just 1 point behind, and Joe Manning in third position, 19 back, needing basically to win these last two races to have any chance. Needs to hope for bad results for Harkema and Lightbody too. So here we are, ready for race 2, round 17 of the championship, and it's Brad Spitt and Prune Tracy on the front row for this one in what will be sunrise conditions, for want of a better term. Harkema and Hofstee on the second row, and then Lightbody and Actonese on the third row behind that. Fourth row, Carigli and Pentilla, and then Manning and McDermott rounding out the top 10, with Sumner and Dog on the back row as the cars get moving, ready to start this second race. So it's Brad Spitt on the left as we see it, Prune Tracy on the right. And as they come up towards the line, we're about to get underway here in race 2, round 17, the penultimate race of this TCC season. And we're green, and it's a good looking start for Harkema, who's already looking to the outside of Brad Spitt into turn 1. Prune Tracy bangs doors with the German, but it's all clean so far. Harkema now looking up the middle, and Tom Lightbody up into 4th place just behind, alongside Jasper Hofstee as they come up the straight towards turn 2 for the first time. Up at the front, Prune Tracy has the lead, and Harkema in 2nd place now, already ahead of Brad Spitt and looking to attack the leader. Brad Spitt a little late on the brakes there, doesn't run into the back of Harkema. That could have had huge repercussions for the championship there. Lightbody going backwards now. He's behind Hofstee and Carigli as we come up the hill towards turn 3. So Brad Spitt now on the inside. He's got Lightbody going around the outside. Lightbody now up into 5th position. It's still Tracy, Harkema, and now Hofstee the top 3, with Carigli all over the back of the Dutch driver as we come up the hill. Of course, Joe Manning is back in 8th place at the moment. He needs chaos here, and that greasy surface might be perfect for him. Here we come into Skyline for the first time. On board with Tom Lightbody. Very, very cautious. Carigli seems to have a lot of confidence here, but he's got a couple of cars ahead of him just up the road there. Prune Tracy is getting on with this up at the front. Australian driver already into a lead of probably around a second or so as we come through Forest Elbow for the first time. So you can see we're going to get a time and beam update now. It takes a while for that time and beam to update. Harkema's in 2nd, Lightbody's in 5th, Manning is in 8th position. There's Actonese to the inside of Spitt in the background. Watch those two go side by side. Brad Spitt very early on the brakes. He's got Joe Manning on his inside as well. Everything nice and clean. Dude's game for the first time off the circuit. There is Dog at the back. No harm done. And Manning now on the inside of Brad Spitt as they come down to Murray's corner. Manning gets that move done. Pentilla's looking to follow through as well. I think Brad Spitt is being very, very sensible here. He doesn't have the pace of some of these guys, so he's just holding his line, keeping out of trouble, and safely allowing these guys to overtake without fighting too hard. At the front, Prune Tracy leads for Deadly Racing. 1.7 seconds clear of the championship leader. Harkema doesn't have his lights on. Don't think there's a rule that you have to have your lights on. Tom Lightbody's up to 4th, so Lightbody has cleared Hofstee now and is up in the 4th position. The cars aren't really kicking up all that much in the way of spray anymore as they were right at the start of the race. You can see a sort of dry line there. Tracy's a little bit wide. Lightbody all over the back of Carigli now as we come up the mountain for the 2nd time. So McDermott's now joined the race, has a 30-second stop-go penalty for missing the start, which seems like quite a harsh penalty. But he might as well get some practice in at the back of the pack. Manning is behind. Oh, Actonese there! Actonese getting out of shape and at the wall. That's Harkema missing the circuit at Skyline. What's happened there? Carigli's gone through. So we saw Actonese into the barrier at the top of the hill. And now the top two in the championship are separated by just a few metres on the road. And of course, Harkema's brake pedal, we know, is damaged. The question is whether he can get the car slowed down. He can't. He's having real trouble with the brake pedal here, and Lightbody's now going to be right on his tail. Lightbody to the inside. And Lightbody moves through. I think Harkema's in trouble here. He's really struggling on the brakes. This is so unfortunate. He's got great pace in the Neon Falcon racing car, but he's just unable to get the car stopped. Up over the hill we come for the third time. Prune Tracy's checking out up at the front. We're on board with Harkema now. So he's clearly managing an issue with his brake pedal. Whether that means he's having to adjust his driving on the fly, I don't know. He's still showing good pace. He's putting Lightbody under pressure. It seems to be the chicane where he's having most trouble getting the car stopped, and that's kind of not really surprising when you consider the speed they're doing coming down to that chicane and how much he has to press the brake pedal in to get the car stopped. Late on the brakes there at the Skyline, but that could just be confidence as opposed to a problem. Carigli is dropping this pair now, you can see, just up the road. And he's actually been able to eat into the lead that Prune Tracy has up at the front. Further back, there's a good fight between Sumner. There they are, Sumner, Pentilla and Brad Spitt. Joe Manning's right on the back of Actonese, and this little fight with Hofsty as well, the John Lemon Trophy champion, over 5th position. Who's going to be late on the brakes? And more importantly, how's Harkema done? Harkema's done very well. He's all over the back of Lightbody here. This is the top two in the championship fighting over the lead of the championship here, because 3rd position, of course, scores 15 points. 4th position scores 13 points. So that means that there's a 2-point difference between these two positions. Whoever finishes ahead here will take the championship lead, or retain the championship lead, of course. Hofsty's dropped down behind Manning and Actonese. Manning's actually passed a pair of them there. So Manning now getting involved. There's the top 3 in the championship, all in the same camera shot. As it stands, Lightbody would take the championship lead up at the front. I think Prune Tracy's made a mistake, because that is Carigli challenging for the lead. Tracy's lost a bunch of time. This is somewhat less important than the fight behind here between the top 2 in the championship, and Harkema looks to have more pace at this stage. Board with Lightbody. Come up the hill. Now looking back. See how confident Harkema seems to be. Don't have a brake pedal, just go faster. They've dropped Manning by quite a rate of knots here, actually. Oh, and look at that. Harkima right, almost pushing Lightbody down the hill. Can he find a way through? At the moment, he's set to lose his championship lead to Tom Lightbody. And there's one race of the season to go after this one. But here comes Harkima. He's going to the inside. The top two in the championship are side by side as we come down towards the chase. And Lightbody's on the grass. Harkima's later on the brakes, but he's far too late on the brakes. And Harkima is into the gravel. Thankfully, it's a very deep effect. They're both so late. They're both off the circuit. Meanwhile, Manning's been in the wars. Manning's down to 9th position. It is all happening here. Well, I thought for sure. I think Harkima's brake is gone. He's in the wall again. I think he's having brake pedal trouble. Manning's retired from the race. He's in the pit lane. And Harkima is struggling to stop the car. Hofstede's now up into 4th place. Lightbody is a good 3 seconds up the road now. But it's that same issue again. Trying to get the car stopped for the chicane. Although it must be said, it was who dares wins there, and they both dared far too much. They were miles off the circuit. Shades of Verstappen versus Hamilton in Brazil. And now Harkima needs to recover this position. The greasy circuit there possibly playing into that. Maybe they both thought they could brake at the normal spot and forgot about the lack of grip on the circuit. And that was so close to disaster there for Harkima again. He's determined to find a way through. He's on the outside. No way through there. Camera's going to pick him up in the skyline. Actonese is right on the back of these two now. I'm looking to get involved. And Harkima's almost pushing Hofstede down the hill. Look at this. Oh, forcing his way down the inside. Hofstede into the barrier. It was so firm. Up at the front, by the way. Carigli takes the lead from Tracy. So Gianluca Carigli now leads. Harkima has, almost bullied his way past Hofstede there. He had to get that move done. He did get that move done. Out of the race, McDermott, Manning, Pentilla. So we have just 9 running once again. A dog going very slowly at the back of the field. So as it stands, Harkima is now no worse off than he was before. He's back up into P4, but he needs to defend the position from Gherkin Actonese. Manning being out of the race now, or at least repairing the car, means that his championship is over. Manning will not be winning the first season of FRS TCC. And he led the championship for so long. Oh, Pentilla's come out of the pits here. Pentilla's a lap down. And he's out of the pits in between Harkima and Actonese. Well, that is actually perfect as far as Harkima's concerned. I'd like to see Pentilla pull out of the way here and let Actonese through because he's not involved in the championship fight. He's a guest driver. There we go. He's doing the right thing there, pulling over and letting Actonese through, trying to keep to the inside. Sumner coming through, just ahead of Hofstede. This is the fight up at the front. Kriegli and Tracy nose to tail as they come down through the dipper. Kriegli, the winner of race 1, of course, because Pentila doesn't score any points, as he is a guest. Kriegli on for a double victory here. And surely he would have been a championship contender if he'd only been able to make it to the first half of the season. Here's Harkima, who is about to lose the championship lead. It was 1 point in his favour coming into this one. And the tables are about to turn 1 point in favour of Tom Lightbody, who's currently in 3rd position for Big Pete EcoTune Team Eurotech. Five and a half minutes to go. Lightbody can afford no mistakes here. He's on his own. He's playing the George Russell role right now. A huge gap in front of him, a huge gap behind. No mistakes here, and he will take the championship lead going into the final race. And we know that Harkima is struggling with that brake pedal. Keep an eye on that fight up at the front. Tracy has retaken the lead. But Krigli's going to fight back. He's on the outside. Come up through turn 2. It's a really great fight between these two here. Krigli's got a good run as we come up the hill. And he's now on the inside line as we come into the cutting. Tracy's going to stick it out around the outside. He's still there. Not quite. Still there. Not quite. Good defense from Tracy. But Krigli's now looking for a switchback as we climb the hill. Tom Lightbody is catching this pair, but of course that's only to be expected when they're fighting each other as hard as this. Here we come into Skyline now. As quick as we dare. About 3.5 minutes to go. So we're looking at I think we're looking at about 2 more laps after this one. Most likely. Of course, you'll not get much of a slipstream in these cars either. In the wall is Hofsty. Jasper Hofsty's in the wall, halfway up the hill. Or halfway down the hill even. But look at the overspeed that Krigli's got here. Thinks better of sending one to the inside or the outside. But gets a good run through the chicane. And may consider having a look down into Murray's. Goes to the outside. Prune Tracy defends the inside line. Krigli's going to stick it out around the outside. Prune Tracy leaves him space, and they're neck and neck as they come across the line. Much at the last race, we're going to have 2 laps to go. Prune Tracy holds his position. Hofsty's off again. You can see the 99 car has now retired from the race. Or at least returned to the pits to fix the damage. Manning is running again, 2 laps down. Kriegli definitely seems to have more straight line speed. They're side by side once again. Tracy's defending the inside line. Very, very difficult to go around the outside in one of these cars. Of course, any mistake between these two, as Kriegli gets a bit out of shape there, and it could open the door for Tom Lightbody to pick up even more points. They're neck and neck. Side by side all the way through. And Tracy, maybe. That might have been a little bit of netcode lag there. Looked like he clipped the wall. We're on board with Kriegli now. As we come through Skyline again. Of course, you can see the red bar next to Prune Tracy's name on the leaderboard on the left-hand side. That is his ping. Of course, because he's on the other side of the planet. In, I believe, Australia. His connection won't be as good or as strong as everyone else's. Here we go again. Down the Conrod Straight. Tracy's going to go to the outside of the chase. Carrigley's getting the overspeed. Getting the overspeed. Ever so steadily making his way past, and will 2 into 1 go here? No, there's contact! And Tracy's been spun around. Oh, he's unbelievable. 360 and continues on his way. And Carrigley gives him back to position. That's very sporting stuff from Gianluca Carrigley, but the fight will continue. That was absolutely unbelievable save from Prune Tracy. What that will do is allow Tom Lightbody to close the gap. We've got 1 lap to go, and Carrigley's on the inside coming into turn 1. And if there's one thing Tom Lightbody wants, maybe it's more incidents between this pair. Barely a cigarette paper between them as they came across the start-finish line. And now this time it's Carrigley who has the inside line. And Tracy looks to the outside. He has to back out. Robust defence from Gianluca Carrigley there. You see Lightbody gaining in the background here. He's suddenly only 1.7 seconds behind. But all of a sudden it's looking good for Gianluca Carrigley. Prune Tracy seems to have backed off quite a lot. I wonder if he's a little short on fuel, perhaps. He does seem to have backed off quite a lot on this final lap. Lightbody is continuing to close that gap. And you can see Hakima there in the background. Here we come out of Forest Elbow for the final time. The championship fight. Lightbody, Hakima's closing up that gap again. I definitely think Hakima has more pace if he can keep on top of that brake pedal issue. Carrigley goes through, Tracy goes through. Here comes Lightbody. He's going to pick up a 3rd place finish here. And FRS TCC is going to go to the wire. It's going to go to the final race here at Mount Panorama. We come out of the final corner for the 2nd time today. Gianluca Carrigley wins.
Leader has finished the race.
Prune Tracy in 2nd place after a great fight. Tom Lightbody takes the championship lead with 1 race to go. Hakima in 4th, and then Actonese in 5th. That's Pentilla a lap down. Sumner in 6th place, and Brad Spitt quite a way back. Coming into the chicane now. He's going to come home in 7th position for Team Spin. Well. There's Brad Spitt across the line. Kept it up the wall for the most part. Kept out of trouble of everyone else. Didn't cause any incidents, despite lacking the pace of the front runners, but did well to just hold his line and allow them to come through.